fans are making a lot of noise at AT&T Stadium.
Anything that moves between these lines, got to get dealt with.
They hand it to Pollard. He comes running out the right side. Deep to the post to Lamb. At the 5 to the goal line.
Dallas Cowboys Game Night is presented by AT&T, official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys.
33-13, the Dallas Cowboys take care of business in Week 14 of the NFL season and even the playing field of the NFC East standings with 4 games to play, taking down the Philadelphia Eagles at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. A chance now for the Cowboys to work their way back into the divisional hunt and set themselves up for success come playoff time in just a little over a month. Welcome into Cowboys Game Night here from the Star in Frisco alongside the 6-time Pro Bowler, 3-time Super Bowl champ, Nate Newton. I'm Kyle Yeomans. Nate, this was an all-around win for the Cowboys. Defense forces 3 turnovers. Dallas offensively scored on every possession in the first half. And then, of course, Brandon Aubrey was unstoppable special teams-wise for this Cowboys team. All 3 phases working in the right direction. Back to that complimentary football Mike McCarthy preaches about.
And definitely, and I just want to say this right quick. Like, I didn't know that coming out of training camp that Brandon Aubrey would be this type of guy. A 59-yarder, a 60-yarder, and then he came back with another long one. I'm like, this kid can't miss. He's gold, and I hope this thing continues because we're going to need him down the stretch. But our defense played well with 3 turnovers, and I'm excited about that because number 11, Parsons, led this thing with a nice sack early in the game.
Yeah, let's see how this one unfolded because it was a complete effort for the Cowboys. Back at home at AT&T Stadium, wearing the all-white uniforms, looking for win number 15 in a row at home. The opening drive couldn't have been better for the Dallas Cowboys. Perfectly to plan, 10 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes, and it took Dak finding C.D. Lamb for 6. Now 5 straight games with a receiving touchdown for Lamb.
Vintage Dak, moving around, giving his C.D. Lamb a chance to find an open hole.
Yeah, first drive for Philly, not according to plan for Jalen Hurts and company. He scrambles, gets hit by Donovan Wilson, and the ball comes loose. 5th of the year fumble for Jalen Hurts.
Hey, we needed that play from Donovan Wilson right there, him and Clark. Great play, man. That's what, his 5th turnover there for Hurts?
It's 15th turnover, 5th fumble. So he's been turning it over quite a bit. And just a reminder, that's not the only one so far. Here's the first for Brandon Aubrey. He hit it from 60 yards to put the Cowboys up 10-0. Philly would answer with a field goal of their own. But back on offense, Dallas continued rolling. Dak Prescott finds Ferguson over the middle. Jake Ferguson for a huge game helps Dallas get into Eagles territory. And just a couple plays later, they work it down to the goal line. The give to Rico Dowdle, initially called short, but upon further review, he reached for the goal line and he broke the goal line for 6. Touchdown Rico Dowdle. Dallas goes up 17-3. Philly needing a score in the second. They were in Dallas territory, but they had to settle for 3 because Micah Parsons collapses the pocket. His 12th sack of the season forces a Philly field goal attempt. Jake Elliott does convert, and Dallas led 17-6, but they weren't done in the first half. Dak Prescott rolling back, throws it over the middle of the right hash mark to Brandon Cooks, gets tackled at the 1-yard line. 2 plays later, though, it's Dak Prescott to Michael Gallup to make it 24-6 at the halftime break. What a first half from the Cowboys. Philly would make it a game in the third quarter, though. Dak Prescott rolls right, makes a mistake as he's sacked by Fletcher Cox. Ball pops out. Jordan Davis scoops it and scores it to get Philly back within 2 scores.
Yes, right there. Dak was trying to climb the pocket right there, and he didn't secure the football, and Big Davis picked it up right there.
Dallas would push their lead, though, back to 14 even after that. Working down the field, they go back to B.A. 59 yards. He's now the first player in NFL history to hit 2 field goals of over 59 yards in a single game. Next Philly drive down by 14. The Eagles would go for it on 4th down, and instead of finding Devontae Smith in the first down marker, they find Stephon Gilmore instead. It forces a turnover on down, leads to Aubrey's 3rd field goal of the game, pushing the lead to 3 scores and putting pressure on the Eagles to the point where driving with desperation, Hurts finds Devontae Smith for the first down, but then the ball's popped out by Marquise Bell.
Florida grad They're doing their thing, them Rattlers, baby. Way to go. Yes, sir.
FAMU, right?
That's right. Bell,
Always
big play.
representing. That was a nice nail in the coffin for the Dallas defense. Their third takeaway. It would lead to one more Brandon Aubrey field goal, his fourth of the night, and the Cowboys win this one, evening things up in the NFC East. Both teams now 10-3, but the Cowboys currently hold the tiebreaker over the Eagles, though the Eagles do control their destiny for the final 4 weeks of the regular season. If the Eagles win out, those tiebreakers would shift back in play for the Philadelphia Eagles. But right now, the first place Dallas Cowboys atop the NFC East. And we're going to talk to first place head coach Mike McCarthy when we come back with more Cowboys game night right after this.
First 7 games of their home game schedule. Can you talk about how the home field has been great for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Cowboys Nation, I mean, it was packed, it was loud today. You felt that energy today, and then I just think as a team, you know, we're in here, we're in our home, we're in our own beds, and I think it's a little bit better of a feeling, but at the same time, we just got to keep getting better because we are going to end up having some away games at some point.
Appreciate you, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Jake, the offense goes down on the first offensive drive, going to 75 yards, gets the touchdown. Defense answers with that forced fumble by Donovan Wilson. Felt like at that point, the Eagles never really had a chance of getting back in control of that game. How important was it for you guys to set that tone early?
Yeah, we talked about it all week, setting the tone early, playing our game of football, playing Cowboy football, and that goes, like I said earlier, complimentary football. Everybody helping out, everybody playing for the man next to you. And you saw that today. I mean, you saw that all around every phase. And, I mean, when we do that, we're usually playing some really good ball.
Obviously, you guys are going into the toughest stretch of your schedule in December. Beginning with the Philadelphia Eagles, how important was it not only for the division standings to get this win, but also as a kind of momentum booster going into December?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, December football, this is where you separate yourself. This is where teams, separate themselves. And I think just as a team, you know, we go back, we get in the meeting room, we look at the film, we clean it up, and we go back to working on to the next one.
What does this say for those who have the narrative of you guys can't beat the top NFC, top teams in the NFC?
I mean, yeah, I guess you could say that, but I mean, we won, so I don't know.
Jake, you guys have won 8 times by 21 points this year. Blowing teams out is not easy. When you're playing like this, though, does that show the ceiling for this team? That when things are clicking, that you can beat anybody and beat them badly the way that you guys did tonight? Yeah,
like I said, I think it goes down to just complimentary football. It comes down to how we prep the whole week, and just having that supreme confidence in ourselves and our scheme and everything we're doing throughout the whole week. So we would come in here, it's just, it's lights out and we can just play.
Confidence, believing in yourself. Some of those throws Dak was throwing your way, that wasn't a big window. He was trusting he could get it there. What does that say about the connection you guys have developed over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, there's been some in the past couple of weeks. I have dropped a couple of hits that I take, but
This segment is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. Make every day game day with Dallas Cowboys scratch tickets from the Texas Lottery. Play today for your chance to win big.
What a night for the Dallas Cowboys, 33-13 the final score as they take down the Philadelphia Eagles. And it also marks the 3rd straight season for double-digit wins for Mike McCarthy. 3 of his 4 seasons have had at least 10 wins, and here he is following the victory at the podium.
I mean, it's definitely an important victory. I mean, these division games are so difficult, always have been, regardless of the year. But we understand once you get the double digits, 10 wins, 11 wins, really give you a clear picture of what you need to get done. But they've been playing great ball all year, so we felt like we had the opportunity up in Philadelphia, so we needed to get this game, and more importantly, I just wanted to see us take a step as a football team, because it's about winning, always be about winning. But you got to improve. You have to improve down the stretch here. You want to be playing your best football in December, and I think we got off to a great start tonight.
Extra satisfaction based on what you went through this week and being coaching out here. And then, did you have any issues coaching tonight?
No issues. Really, I just wanted to do my part. I just wanted to make sure that I was prepared as I normally am. So, and I did. I was a little was a little nervous about it today. So because it's a long year. We're all creatures of habit. You go through these normal 7-day weeks, and when you miss time, it was. But I was able to make it up, and frankly, I think the best part about it was I was able to get more sleep probably than I normally do. So, but the players did a great job. The coaches did a great job, and we didn't miss a beat. And I think we demonstrated that tonight.
Mike Todd, toward the ESPN, the defensive performance tonight with the takeaways,
Yes.
fourth down stop. What were they able to do to take Philadelphia away?
Well, I mean, it's points. They do a nice job of, playing to the sticks. Jalen's such a threat, and obviously with the offensive line in the way you have to defend them. So, to win the down and distance battle is a challenge, and obviously the takeaways is something we take a lot of pride in, and the fourth down stop was probably the biggest one, of the game, but especially momentum-wise, because you can feel on the field that, that was a huge momentum swing in the game. So, but yeah, I thought our defense was lights out tonight. I think it's like anything, and you clean up your last game, you're able to learn from it. But you could feel it when they came back from the Thursday night game in Seattle. I mean, you could feel it in the coaches on Monday, and then obviously carried through this week. So, I mean, there was no surprise they were going to play well tonight.
You guys have had
huge credit for Mike McCarthy and what this team has done this season. You could also say huge credit for him as a play caller on the offensive side of the ball. 394 yards, most of that in the first half. Dak Prescott was tremendous in the first half, did have that late turnover that resulted in a defensive touchdown. But the way this offense played early on, it was reminiscent of what we've seen over the last 5 weeks. Didn't necessarily have a great second half, but what did you think about the way they played on that side?
They ran 4.3 yard average, 138 yards on probably about 34 carries, somewhere around that. I like how Tony Pollard played, Rico Dottle, Jake Ferguson. I like CeeDee Lamb. The list goes on, and we got Cooks involved. That is a great thing. I like when the big name players, our guys that we're dependent on, make plays the way they did. When we had adversity, we gave up a sack, we come back and we make play. We gave up a touchdown offensively. We came back and we made plays. And that's the adversity that I talk about going through that keeps you building and keep you going in the right direction.
How did you feel like the offensive line played today? Good.
It is getting better, and it's just not the offensive line. I like the way Dak is moving around. I like the way Tony Pollard is picking up the leaky players that are breaking free soon. I like that.
Yeah, they've continued to improve, and last time they gave up a number of sacks against Philadelphia. Today, just 3 sacks. We'll see what the pressure numbers look like later on, but Dallas put plenty of pressure on Jalen Hurts themselves. When we come back, we talk to Micah Parsons. The Lion was hungry for a win against Philadelphia. What did he have to say following the 33-13 win?
Was brought to you by the Texas Lottery. Make every day game day with Dallas Cowboys scratch tickets from the Texas Lottery. Play today for your chance to win big.
Smart, he get us going in the meeting rooms, and he just know how to lead a team. So I'm just happy I'm part of it.
How physical was this game tonight?
It was very physical. We know we had to come in and play physical to come up with a win, and we did that.
Talk about your matchup with A.J. Brown and just being able to limit him in the way you did. Why do you think you found so much success?
I think I've been doing this my whole career, covering the best guy, following him. And, like I said before, it's exciting because the ball coming your way. And, I get up for those type of moments.
You guys forced 3 fumbles tonight, and it felt like y'all were punching at the ball every opportunity you got. Was that an emphasis coming in, or is that just the way the defense plays?
Yeah, Coach Quinn, he told us this week, the ball's going to be alive. And we was able to get those turnovers to turn the game around, and we just got to keep doing that each week.
Is Trayvon going to give you any tips about Steph?
Yeah, he go to me because he obviously know him well, so it's going to be exciting.
Awesome.
Yep.
What do you say about when did you know you'd be traveling with him as much as you did, and then how excited do you get for a matchup like that?
I mean, I told him I wanted him because the ball will go to him, and you can make plays, so. Like I said before, I've done it my whole career, and you know, it likes fire in me because, you know, I love those moments going against other great guys on the other side of the ball.
There was a moment where you two were face mask to face mask after a third down play for 8, 9, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You guys were the mano-a-mano moments like that, and you end up coming out victorious in a game like this.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about lighting the fire with you. What does that feel like?
Yeah, it's great. You know, it's just two competitors going out there competing, you know, going to war, battling. And, you know, he's a great player.
Welcome back into Cowboys game night. Toward the end of the Sunday Night Football broadcast on NBC, they showed a shot of the turnover basket that sits in the team meeting room here at the Star in Frisco. They may need some extra room in that basket, maybe a bigger one after 3 turnovers forced by that defense today. One of those wasn't necessarily a turnover, but it was a big sack from Micah Parsons that ended a Philly drive. Here's what Micah had to say following the win.
The best I can do. The best I can do.
What was the battle like for you?
Man, last night I woke up with 102, 3 fever. Just like, I mean, I took as many drugs and IVs as a man possibly could take to be able to play today, and just need to just go home and rest.
So what you're saying is we should all keep our distance?
For sure.
Michael, what was the significance to this in your mind? You guys got 3 takeaways, didn't give up a touchdown, beat a team that's 10-2.
Yeah, I think everybody's been waiting for that statement win. We've been talking about statements, and we got this high-powered offense that came in our stadium and how good we've been at home. We wanted to put a statement at home, especially how that game went last time. It could have went either way, 50-50. We forced 3 turnovers last time, but it just fell their way, so it's good for them to finally fall our way. Yeah, for sure. Me and Lane been battling a lot over the years, and last time we played him, I didn't get to go over him as much as I wanted to. And after I saw him and Bosa's film, I just felt like I had to go against him just because, as a rusher, I wanted the best. And he gave me good competition, but I think today's one of them days where I just win.
Micah Parsons talked about how he battled through illness to be available for this game. He was still effective. So was the defense as a whole with those 3 fumbles forced, and they recovered all 3 of them. In the Week 9 loss against Philadelphia, you think about certain plays that did not go in favor of this Dallas Cowboys team. Balls didn't bounce their way. Tonight it bounced their way, and they took full advantage of it when it did.
We look at Gilmore. We'll look at Gilmore, but when we look at this kid here, man, he came through adversity, man, and this is what I will continue to talk about. Going through adversity, making plays, continuing to apply the pressure, doing what your coach asks you to do. He stayed in his lane. A lot of times you'll see Mike jump the inside guy, but he stayed in his lane. He got against Lane Johnson a lot of this game. He didn't move around as much as he normally do, and he was effective. And these guys took advantage of the bounce balls this time. They did not get away. They took advantage, and they made plays, and they gave their offense short fields.
It was a phenomenal game from the defense. You saw that in the first half. They only allowed 6 points total off of 2 field goals, but that was all for the Philadelphia offense. Special teams-wise for the Cowboys, scored more than Philadelphia's offense did. They had 4 field goals. When we come back, we talk to the unbreakable Brandon Aubrey when we come back with more Cowboys Game Night.
It starts with every day. It starts with practice, the weight room, just the details. You can't expect to win big if you're not big on the details. And I feel like that's something that we always harping on. We're always harping on getting better each week to week, never being satisfied, and playing to our level. I feel like that's the biggest thing for us, is just playing to the level that we know we can play. Go ahead. Go, I was done.
I know each drive you want to finish off on the end zone, but having a guy like Brandon Aubrey is kind of a security blanket.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about what he did.
He's huge for us, bro. Brandon is a sniper, man. And, we take a lot of pride in just doing our job on field goal and just knowing that as long as we hold up for him, like he'll hold up for us. And so, I mean, he's huge, bro. Invaluable to the squad, come in, making a big impact in his first season. I mean, that's just him. That's who he is.
There's a lot of people, I think, that will install your quarterback over there as the MVP favorite coming out of this football game. What can you say about the level he's at?
I mean, he's the same guy he's been since day one, man. Elite. True leader through and through. He's playing this game. At least in the offensive line room, we take pride in that. We protect Dak, make sure Dak can do his job by us doing our job. And so this is something that's going to continue. I feel like he's playing at a high level. He's going to continue to play at a high level, and we're going to continue to play at a high level.
I know this is going back a little ways, but you can draw a pretty clear delineation between who you guys were pre-bye week and since the bye week. And Dak is certainly part of that, but I think it's the offense as a whole. What clicked for you guys? What has allowed you guys to just get on the road?
I mean, I think it's just, I think it's reps, honestly. I mean, just building that chemistry, being battle tested throughout the season. The more games, the more experience, more looks, more things you see, more things, you have to correct and practice and things of that nature. And it's just about getting better every week. And I feel
It's hard to be more impressed by a singular rookie on this Cowboys roster than Brandon Aubrey. Signed off the streets right in the middle of training camp, and since then he has not missed a field goal. He connects from 59 and 60-yarders. It's only right we get to hear from the man of the night, Brandon Aubrey, after the win.
Superstitions?
Nothing that I can think of. No. Nothing crazy.
What did Bones or Mike say to you after that 60-yard run?
I don't think they said much of anything. I just had to go out there and get the kickoff. So.
The Wednesday, taking 4 kicks off your belt, didn't throw anything off?
No, not at all. Yeah.
Are you comfortable if they decide to take more and more, maybe do no kicks on Wednesday?
I think we'll stick with kicking on Wednesday, just keep myself in the rhythm.
Okay.
Are the fact that you're just nailing all the touchbacks maybe underappreciated by fans and media, especially when they have some?
Yeah, those are tough to do day in and day out, tough on the body. So just got to keep myself healthy, keep recovery, make that a priority. And it's something in a dome I should be able to do. And they give me the ability, or they give me the freedom to go and just smash it as hard as I can, which is nice.
Is your recovery different today than it was early in the season, or what's your routine, I guess, maybe?
Just getting a little bit of body work and filling up on fluids and getting enough calories, that sort of stuff.
Brandon, both of your kicks were quite a bit. What do you consider your range?
That's tough to say. Don't think it would ever get called, but probably somewhere around 67, 68 would be comfortable. Yeah, would be.
What's the longest you made in practice?
Just around there.
Nice not having that Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely.
What was that like?
What's that?
What was that wind like on Thursday?
Oh, it was unbearable, kind of not really a point to kick in conditions like that.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, man.
Nate Newton, that is the confidence level of a gentleman who's hit 30 straight field goals, including 8 of 8 from downtown. He says he'd be comfortable 67, 68, no big deal.
This kid is special right now. His confidence is beaming, and I'm glad it's beaming. I hope you take it right into the playoffs.
And he was very nonchalant about hitting those field goals.
Yeah.
Said after it was done, Mike McCarthy didn't say a whole lot to him. Nobody wants to try and upend the juju of Brandon Aubrey, but we've got to talk about it because he's been fantastic. 30 straight to begin his NFL career, just continuing to elongate what is already an NFL record. When we come back on Cowboys Game Night, we take a look ahead to the final month of the regular season and how the Cowboys can win the NFC East thanks to this win.
Yep. Yeah. John Machon, The Athletic. Overall, how did you think that you played today?
Solid enough to get the win. I told you before, I'm my biggest critic. I don't think I played, obviously not my best game. I'm a completions guy. I want to get completions. I want to get it rolling. There was a streak there that was, I don't know, it felt like 7 to 10 or so that a few incompletions in a row. But then we got it going. We got it back going, got it back on track. Great 2-minute drive, different things, but at the end of the day, defense played their asses off. Kicker was great. Aubrey was great. So obviously did enough to win, but I always want to be better.
Dak Todd, Archer with ESPN, with what your head coach went through this week, what does it say that he was out there? Was any part of tonight about supporting him in any kind of way and getting a win for him?
Yeah, I mean, I think when we talked earlier in the week, I said, we had a great practice on Thursday, and part of that was making sure that we prepared the right way, take as much stress as we can off of his plate, and just get prepared. And but today was no different than any game day. Obviously, I understand that he had surgery just the other day. He's a tough guy. I mean, I know I called him out earlier in the week and said what an opportunity to show it, but he definitely showed it, it felt normal. Obviously, he caught some great plays, had some great timings on some plays. Even the sack fumble was supposed to be touchdown the other way. So, he called a great game.
And did you guys recognize him at all afterwards in the locker room? What?
No, we didn't. I mean, no, we didn't. I mean, he's quick. He chop, pass it over to J. Lou. We broke it down. So, we got time. We'll get it in. Appreciate that, though. Now we're getting game balls for appendicitis. Yeah. All right, for the recovery. All right.
Jerry talked about this big one.
Dallas Cowboys Game Night was presented by AT&T, official sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys.
33-13, the 8th game of the 2023 season where the Cowboys have won by 20 points or more. This one evens things up in the NFC East. Both teams now even at 10-3. The Cowboys, if the season ended today, would be the number 2 seed in the NFC. However, those tiebreakers, if Philly runs the table and wins their final 4 games, would be enough to overtake the Cowboys again. Wrapping things up here with Nate Newton, I'm Kyle Yeomans. Nate, how do the Cowboys continue what they've been doing and win in this final month of the regular season?
Just keep being who you are, preparing, paying attention to the small things like you've done, overcoming adversity. It is big in December. If you can come out of December 3-1, at least even, you're okay, and you will play a great brand of football in the playoffs. I think you can go past the first round.
How much do these 2 wins, Seattle last week and now Philly, build that confidence going up against Buffalo, Miami, and then Detroit these next 3 weeks?
What it does is just lets you know that you can go on the road or you can do it at home, and you can be a good team as long as you keep the penalties down. We got to stop with the holding calls. We got to get rid of those offensively.
Yeah, it's a completely different mindset this time around for the Cowboys because there's no margin for error. They cannot mess things up in this final month because they have the advantage now. They may need a little bit of help down the road as well. They cannot allow for any window of opportunity for Philly. For Nate Newton and our entire Dallas Cowboys crew, that does it for us for Cowboys Game Night. Cowboys win it over the Eagles 33-13.